Hi, I'm John Warner, Game Director for Anthem.
Freelancer.
Fraxley,
Listen, there's trouble. Big trouble.
what did you do?
I made a mistake. I hired some people. They weren't freelancers. I know. They said they could handle it, and the price was right. I thought maybe...
Unbelievable.
You're right. It was stupid. I'm sorry. But they're still out there. Somewhere. If you could just bring them back. Anything you need.
I'll get to it tomorrow.
All right.
In the world of Anthem, you and your friends are freelancers, the heroes who leave the safety of the walls of Fort Tarsus to explore the unknown and protect humanity. Let's join two players as they head out on an expedition.
Hey, Paul. You ready to go?
We're just grabbing some supplies, just about ready.
What are you gonna use today?
I decided to go with the Colossus.
I'm gonna use my Ranger. Try out some new upgrades.
Every player will own an array of exosuits we call Javelins. These suits give players superhuman capabilities and are heavily customizable so they look and play how you want.
Bam! Looking good. Nice, you've got a mortar equipped.
Yeah, I got it on the weekend. You lead the way, I'll follow.
This is a vast open world you explore with your friends. Each Javelin exosuit has its own unique playstyle. The Ranger is balanced and all-purpose, while the Colossus is a tanking powerhouse.
All right, let's see what's up here.
The world of Anthem is hostile, and threats can come from any direction. It's a dynamic world where the unexpected is around every corner.
I'm not sure we want to use all our supplies on this guy.
Yeah, he seems like a problem for another day.
We're getting some fire from up ahead.
I'll go low, you flank.
Hang in there. Almost there. Have you been in there yet?
I haven't. Oh, we should do that later with Kim.
Yeah, you could use the XP. Hello, treasure. I think we got some action up ahead.
Anyone, we're under attack. Anyone in the area, we're under attack.
I think that's part of Praxley's mission.
You can equip your Javelin exosuit with gear that brings devastating power to combat.
Oh, there are a lot of scars down there. Oh, the scars have a heavy.
Time to use that mortar. Thanks, I'm covering fire. There's a bunch more coming in.
Okay, I'll get this round.
Thanks.
Oh, come on. Be something good. Oh, yes! Jar's Wrath.
Oh, nice.
Large-scale world events like Shaper Storms are dynamic and pull you off the beaten path with the promise of new stories to discover.
Oh, Shaper Storm incoming. Okay, actually, let's get some more people. Hold on a sec.
Hey guys, what's up?
Hey, what's happening?
Right behind you. Whoa. This storm is getting crazy. So what are we supposed to do? Fly into it?
All right, let's do this.
See you on the other side.
Our story is out there.
Anthem on the PC with an RTX 2080 Ti, an i7 8700K processor, and 32GB of RAM. All the game's graphical settings are running at the highest options, but I will be disabling the motion blur setting to provide more clear images. Also, bear in mind that the footage on the left will appear blurrier because of both motion blur and the YouTube compression. And to help keep this organized and simple to follow, I'm just going to run straight through the original E3 reveal and compare everything one scene at a time, pointing out things like lighting, textures, and most of all, changes made to the game world, which there's quite a few of. So let's jump right into it with our introductory sequence at Fort Tarsis. In the E3 demo, the player reaches out and pulls a red cloth out of the way to unveil a bustling market scene with several NPCs and impressive display of lighting and shadows. In the final retail version, there is no cloth doorway, and instead, a large wooden door is used to access the same area. The bazaar has had its number of NPCs reduced substantially, and their animations have been simplified as well. The various smaller objects around this market have also been removed, including many of the extra cables, baskets, and bowls that help to enhance the scene. And the overall size of the market has also been reduced. The lighting has also been downgraded by a large margin, with much less bloom, weaker global illumination, and less volumetric light. The gigantic looming strider that stomps into the scene in the E3 demo is now completely stationary in the final retail game. And the cloth simulation from the various stalls in Bazaar has been reduced, with the edges of the cloth not moving nearly as much as before. The scene feels less cinematic and far less impressive as a result. As the player moves down the busy street, a character walks out from between the stands and begins talking to the player. Not only do NPCs not act this dynamically in the final game, but this character, Paxley, does not exist at all in the retail. In fact, his mission, Hell or High Water, which is used throughout this E3 demonstration, does not exist. It's likely this mission was created early on to help showcase what this game was all about, but it was removed after the full narrative and open world had been properly developed. In the retail game, players will communicate with multiple NPCs in this area, and accept various contracts before going into the open world environment. Characters require you to approach them and won't move around the environment like what was suggested in 2017, removing a bit of that dynamic feel that the reveal had. After accepting the mission, the player then moves to the Javelin platform. There's been a few changes to this area as well. First, the platform has been rotated slightly, making the stairs appear in line with the bazaar's main walkway. There's a few more NPCs working in the final retail version, but instead of operating on actual javelins, they're just repairing the stations themselves. The engineer that works we finally get to see the outdoor environment and just how much it has been reduced in scope for the final version of the game. Don't get me wrong, the final retail version still looks gorgeous in pretty much every aspect, but there's no doubt at all that the game was initially going to be far more ambitious. In fact, you can see just how ambitious based on the fake backdrop that they used as a placeholder for their open world. The valley below shows a river that would likely have taken a few minutes to reach had it existed in the final game. Unfortunately, the valley has had its distances reduced by a large margin, with this river appearing much closer, and the overall draw distance has been scaled back considerably. The design of the environment has changed a great deal, with the large mesa to the right now appearing much closer and no longer featuring its multiple waterfalls. Even small details like the waving flags on the platform have also been removed. For lighting, I tried my best to match up the time of day by waiting for the sun to move into approximately the same position as the demo, but they still look very different, with much less global illumination and accurate volumetric lighting in the final retail version. As the player jumps off the cliff, you can more clearly see the massive valley below. The final game, however, shows the true scope of the open world, with large cliff sides, trees, and waterfalls, with lots of vertical gameplay opportunities. The tunnel that the player flies through on the left has been reduced in size, and the herd of stampeding animals are no longer present. The large, dense jungle area has also been changed, almost to the point where I didn't recognize where I was when I started playing. I eventually found a familiar landmark, this broken stone arch, and it became immediately clear what had happened to the environment that they had created. A ton of the trees have been removed, in addition to various ferns, shrubs, grass, and broken tree trunks. The area itself looks barren now, and the encounter with a large monster near the ruins no longer happens. It appears that a lot of the more dynamic encounters with creatures and characters have been removed, with special animations like this one no longer occurring in the